What do you think of that, people? How do we compare? Does our faith in God change depending on the circumstances? God says, and among the people is he who worships Allah right on the edge. If some good happens to him, he's happy with it. But if a trial comes his way, if something bad happens to him, he reverts to disbelief. His faith plummets, and he loses both this world and the next. A person's got cash, you find him praying, no problem. But as soon as he loses it, he jumps up and says, "Why, God? Why did you do this to me? You know what, man? I'm not praying no more. Forget it." Not Ammar, though. His faith wasn't affected. My heart is still full of faith. So the Prophet says to him, "If they ask you to insult me again, then insult me." A little glimpse of the Prophet's mercy and understanding. Somebody else would have said, "What? You insulted me? Oh my God, how could you? Don't you know who I am?" Nope, he simply told him to do it again. And Ammar remains a faithful follower of the Prophet in Mecca, and then when they migrate to Medina too. And then the Battle of Badr comes along, and something interesting happens during the battle. You know, the Muslims are fighting Quraysh, and it's a fierce battle, and all of a sudden, the Prophet receives some breaking news. Abu Jahl was just killed. You guys remember Abu Jahl? The man who killed Summayah about 13 or 14 years before this battle? So the first thing the Prophet did upon hearing this was call out, "Where's Ammar? Why are you looking for Ammar, O Prophet of God?" When the Prophet sees Ammar, he says to him, "Good news, Ammar! Your mother's murderer had just been killed." Prophet of God, you still remember his parents? You still remember this family after so many years? You have the time to honor them in the middle of a fierce battle? This is prophetic loyalty, ladies and gentlemen. Peace be upon you, O Prophet of God. Now Ammar had a very special place in the Prophet's heart. He loved him a lot. And once Khalid ibn al-Walid, after having converted to Islam, got into a heated argument with Ammar. And Khalid was no ordinary person. He was a very important character, a noble man, both before he converted to Islam and afterwards. In fact, he was known as the Sword of Allah, because simply put, he was a military mastermind. And Ammar, in comparison, was the son of slaves. So during the argument, Khalid started using some harsh words with Ammar. Now Ammar was really hurt by Khalid's words, and he began to cry. At that point, the Prophet said, "Whoever takes Ammar as an enemy, Allah takes him as an enemy. And whoever hates Ammar, Allah hates him." Khalid said, "When I heard this, nothing became dearer to me than Ammar's contentment." So Khalid ran after Ammar, and when he caught up with him, he continued to apologize until Ammar forgave him. You guys see the Prophet's justice among people? It don't matter whether you're a nobleman or rich or poor or whatever. And he was training Khalid to have the same values too. And he did it with a couple of words. Ammar died a martyr at the age of about 93 in the Battle of Siffin during the reign of Ali ibn Abi Talib, the fourth Khalifa. And Ammar had a strong feeling that he was going to die during this battle. And a couple of hours before he died, it was reported that he was happily chanting, "Today I meet the dear ones, Muhammad and his companions." Imagine, he was so excited to finally reunite with the Prophet, peace be upon him, even if it meant that he was going to die. Are you looking forward to meeting these amazing people? Are you looking forward to sitting down with the Prophet in heaven and to tell him about your life and how you were so excited to meet him? You know what though? Believe it or not, the Prophet himself is looking forward to meeting you. Meet me? Why would he want to meet me? That's what he said, people. I'm not making it up. He once told his companions, "I miss my brethren." The companions said, "Aren't we your brethren, O Prophet of God?" He said, "No, you're my companions. My brethren are those who will come after my time and will believe in me even though they haven't seen me." Man, I swear to God, I'm so anxious to meet him. That was the story of Ammar and his parents Yasser and Summayah. God bless them all. If there's one thing to take from this episode today, it's putting an effort in building our family names with God. Come on, people, we gotta make our family names solid. If you're married, get together with your spouse and come up with a plan of action ASAP. If you're still single, then keep this point in mind when choosing your life partner. In the meantime, stay tuned for our next episode, and don't forget to spread the word about these beautiful, beloved acquaintances.